deer.
Bye, see you guys.
See you, Moody.
Just think, over time, it's like, folks, really the focus is on the wrong things. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, sure. A lot of times it is.
And I feel like if you join, if you're in that field, and if you're doing the minutia, and if you're doing that, you're indirectly supporting that. You see what I mean? It's like the people who don't stay quiet when there's an issue. Like they're just as much to blame as the person who's doing it.
People don't stay quiet or do stay quiet?
Well, they do it. They go along with it. That's the problem. Even though they know it doesn't help them, but they know it's bullcrap. They'll continue to do it, and I think that's a really compounds the problem. That I think that if it was like college for me is great. It's like it doesn't matter at all. It's like 10% of your. I mean, it's like 5% of your. It really doesn't matter.
And in other classes won't be at all. But there is something that employers want from people besides intelligence. You know.
Is that a work ethic? Is that
Correct. That is I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. That is part of it. And I think a lot of what college is it weeds out people who don't know how to handle their time properly. They don't know how to manage their life properly to get these things accomplished. So when an employer sees that you got C's and D's, and you go in there and you tell them, yeah, but I'm the smartest guy in the class, perfectly honest, you know.
Yeah.
Here's my test to prove it, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, well, yeah, okay, we got a lot of smart people out there though, you know, but I need a good worker. Some are like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like, I think the difference is there's a level of intellect that's required for somebody to head to that point. You know, there's plenty of people who learn things, but they don't build off the concepts or ideologies that are consistent.
Some people are just memorizers.
And I think that makes them a weak person. You know what I mean? Like
if that's all you are, that's all you are.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of kids, even in high school, where oftentimes let's say trig, for example, they'll just study the trig sheets and the formulas. They don't understand concepts or a lot of things, and they end up getting an A, and they would totally just like, they would do all the homework, do everything, you know, when time came for like applications and different type of problems where things weren't exact, you know, they would completely flounder.
Sure.
But in the eyes of the system, they would be just as comparable as I am, even though that's not true. And I think
in the eyes of the system, I mean,
or like the grading system, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And
the grading system, that's
and
correct.
then you have kids like who are like me, but they do the homework and they know it's wasteful. It's not really a point to it other than repetition. And they do it just because they're just giving up. They're just like, I'll just do it just because.
Right.
And I think that's stupid. I think
But
if you have a point, I mean seriously.
I'll tell you though, don't undermine repetition too much. You'd be surprised how useful it is to maintain a person's knowledge base and how difficult it is without practice.
I feel like conceptually everything's based on logic, right? You build things inside your mind. Like that whole epsilon series, I could, as soon as I started to see the patterns going, I could like start to go like, and I knew the square root because it's a vertex, right? Everything just like pulls together, it kind of reconstructs itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's much more healthier in terms of repetition. Because repetition, there's a certain level of memorization that goes into it. There's certain patterns that you have to follow. And if those patterns are broken, or if there's multiple steps involved, a person like that will struggle putting everything together.
That's correct.
I think
But to map everything in your knowledge base to something else in a logical sequence is very difficult.